What I pick? There we go. I'm like, how do I pick story drives? There we go. Oh no, there he is. All right, Vic. Just for a heads up, you're in the queue right now, so when I drag you in, I'll be able to hear you. But I'm about to do your intro. Get ready, you about to be blown away. Welcome to another exciting installment of Jammore Interviews, and I am, of course, your humble host, Josh, aka Jammore. My guest today will be returning to the role of the blind swordsman himself, Kenshi, in the latest installment in the Mortal Kombat franchise, Mortal Kombat 1. He has previously voiced the character in Mortal Kombat X, along with taking on the roles of Goro and Sector. It may also be pleasantly surprised to recognize his voice in the Final Fantasy franchise as Zhang, Bruce in Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Dr. Moon in Young Justice, Chao and Sasmenos, and tons more. In addition to his contributions to voice acting, has made a name for himself on camera, appearing in shows such as 24, Gilmore Girls, Grey's Anatomy, The Division, CSI Miami, and man, he's been around. He's a phenomenal talent with a lengthy IMDb page. Now, sheathe your swords and raise your hands as I welcome phenomenal performing artist, the one, the only, Vic Chao.
Great and intro, Jantmore. Thank you so much.
There we go.
You did a bunch of research, so thank you. I appreciate that intro. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. How are you? Reporting live, of course, from the SAG after
How you doing?
WGA strike lines.
Yes, absolutely. Today we are gracing Warner Brothers here. So we've got a whole bunch of folks out here. This is the WGA setup. Later on, we'll be passing the SAG setup. But yeah, it's a great place to be, and we're all just united in our desire for basically good working conditions so we can continue to work and do our thing.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's been so frustrating, especially as someone who wants to be an artist in the industry, watching how greedy the AMPTP has been, especially to your artists. It's just been extremely frustrating. I can't even begin to describe it.
It's been a little bit frustrating. It just feels like there's a lot of more gamesmanship than actually trying to negotiate. I mean, let's face it. The AMPTP went over 100 days without offering the WGA a counteroffer, and then they brought them in to talk, which basically consisted of the AMPTP telling the WGA negotiating committee what a great offer it was, what a great counteroffer it was, and like that was their talks. Come on, So yeah, it's a struggle, but we got to fight the fight. So.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more, especially as we're seeing the advancement of AI and these companies trying to cut just resources to artists. I relate to that heavily, especially at my job, but how they've been treating us as employees, and I stand with everyone that's striking. It's been extremely frustrating having to deal with all of that.
Absolutely. I'm gonna stop and show you one of the techniques that I use to survive out in this blistering heat, which is they've got this wonderful water canteen, and I bring a long sleeve shirt with me, and basically I just go and let me flip the camera here. Oh wait, can I flip the camera on this?
I think you have to turn it, actually turn it.
Okay, all right. We'll turn it. Anyway, this is what keeps me alive here, is just soaking my shirt in water and then putting it on. I'm gonna use both hands. Pardon me for a moment.
Oh no, you're fine. This is crazy, guys. Imagine just being in the heat, picketing. My goodness,
it's not comfortable, but you got to do what you got to do. So,
how long have you been? How many days have you been picketing and going out and just going there and showing solidarity yourself?
Well, the writer's strike started roughly, I don't know the exact date, we'll say 100 and I'm going to go with 110 days ago. Oh yeah, got the soaking wet shirt right now, and that's making me feel a lot better. How you doing, buddy?
That's good.
Thank you. So the writer's strike started, we'll say 110 days ago, and I was out there from the very beginning. Because it's like, let's face it. I mean, this is the sign that I've been using this whole time, which is. Sorry. There we go. We got it in there.
Yeah, I see it.
So unions stand together. So that's what I believe, And so I wanted to support the WGA, and it's been great because there have been other unions that have been supporting us, like IATSE and other unions and stuff. So we've been out. This sign is over 100 days old. I know. Wow. I kind of want to retire it, but it's sort of like, at this point, it's like I don't know. It's an old reliable friend at this point.
Yes.
It's been with me through the rain. I've stapled it back up and like taped it back up and everything like that. So it's yeah. I can't part with this sign till the strike is over. And even then I'll probably just hang it on my wall.
Hang it on your wall as like a trophy of how long you guys have been doing this. Far out, man. That's incredible. One of the things that I've noticed though with the strike is that voice actors, particularly, are not striking. Of course, they're showing solidarity and support, but they are not necessarily themselves striking. You guys are still working and doing gigs and stuff like that. How do you personally feel as a voice actor?
Hey,
how the industry looks on you guys?
Oh, by the way, just Ryan, it's wonderful that she's out here striking right now, so picketing with us. Jerry Ryan, 7 of 9 from Star Trek. Next Generation.
Oh, nice.
Boy, did I have a crush on her when I was younger. So, yeah, but people, the red folks as well as celebs out here on the picket lines. And I'm sorry. So yes, you were addressing the fact that voice actors are still working, right?
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, the deal is that most voiceover jobs are covered under a different contract. So currently for SAG-AFTRA, the contract that is being struck is specifically the theatrical contract, which is the TV and film contract. And so we can't work on any movies. We can't do any voiceover for movies whatsoever. And we can't do voiceover for standard live action TV shows. But most animation is not covered under that contract. Most animation is under a different contract. As well, dubbing and video games are under a completely separate contract. So those are not being struck right now. However, believe me, when those contracts come up for renegotiation, that is going to be another battle. So we're fortunate right now, but it'll be a battle when those contracts come up for negotiation.
And when does that happen? Is that happening at all this year? Is it happening next year? What's going on with that?
It's not this year, but I can't remember what dates those contracts expire.
Okay. Do you think voice actors will strike? Do you think that you guys will be striking, or I don't know? Like, just watching how the AMPTP has been so ferociously against any negotiation tactics at all with you guys. I don't know how it'll fare for voice actors already. As you know, voice acting is already looked down upon in the industry as it is. So I couldn't imagine.
Look down upon. Who in the world's looking down upon it?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying, more from the and more people don't value voice acting as much as they should. I'll put it like that. They don't value your guys' work as much as they should. You know what I mean? And
it's not as glamorous.
Yes, yeah.
It's not as glamorous, but it is wonderful, and I love being a voice actor. I also enjoy on-camera work, and I certainly would do that as much as I can. But I'm super blessed to be able to do voiceover work, and it's wonderful. I'll tell you, with having kids, the scheduling with voiceover jobs is so much easier with voiceover. It's like you can picture these two sentences that I have said about at different times, which is there's one which is like, oh yeah, if you want to record, if you want me to do voiceover for you on Halloween, that's fine, but I need to be done. I need a hard out by 3 p.m. so that I can pick my kids up and take them trick-or-treating. Versus when I said to my wife, hey, you know the anniversary trip that we planned for New York City? You're going to have to spend the first 2 days of that by yourself in New York. And you're going to have to stay. And we were staying with my friends that you've never met. So you're just going to have to meet them on your own, because I booked a commercial that shoots in Los Angeles before I can head out there. So I will say that scheduling, especially when you have a family, is wonderful for voiceover, because there's fewer parts involved. When you're doing on camera, it's like you've got an entire set full of people, makeup crew. What's up, Reggie? How you doing, man? We just passed Reggie Corelli, just a super charismatic actor. It's kind of fun just seeing these people on the picket lines. I mean, we'd rather not be on the picket lines, but it's kind of fun.
Right.
But anyway, yeah. So where was I? Oh yeah. But anyway, yeah. Voiceover scheduling. It's wonderful to be doing voiceover as a parent, because it's just so much easier to schedule around all the kid stuff.
Awesome, man. Well, I want to get into that a little bit. I'm a big fan of origin stories. I'm a huge nerd, if you couldn't tell already. So I want to get a little bit into you personally, and just your coming up in the industry and how you got started. Being able to reflect now and look back with the wisdom that you have now, how would you say your childhood has led you down the path you are on today?
That's a great question. Do you mind if I put you on camera? I'm on a podcast. Is that okay? This is a great sign and outfit.
Thank you. It's a beautiful day in our neighborhood, folks.
That's a great one, man.
And
great
I got
job.
A message for the AMPTP. Won't you pay our labor?
That's great. Thank you very much.
Wow. That's so cool to seeing everyone just like do stuff like that. That's really awesome.
Yeah, the WGA, them being writers, they come up with some great signs. So I love the signs, especially from the WGA.
Wow.
Are you able to hear me okay, by the way? Like, there's a lot of honking and everything. Okay, all right, good. But so, yes, here's what it comes down to is everything that I am is a product of overcompensation. All right, so I was really, really small growing up. I remember, I learned later, I was actually in the 4th percentile for height for quite a long time. So when you're that small, we're going through a really loud area. We'll move through a little quieter in just a moment.
Yeah.
So we got a DJ going. We got a DJ going on here right now.
This is so cool. It's so elaborate. This is awesome. Wow.
And here's the SAG-AFTRA. Here's a SAG-AFTRA tent where you can pick up T-shirts. You can pick up T-shirts, and we check in, and like they scan our ID cards, and I have absolutely no idea what they do with it. But it's nice that somebody's keeping track of the times that we're picketing. And the T-shirts are nice. Thank goodness they started getting white T-shirts, because they started off only with black T-shirts.
Black.
And that was insane. That was insane. And we got the Kogi truck here. Which is cool. But anyway, okay, yes. so basically, I just got bullied a ton. I was a very smart kid, but I was a very small, very scrawny kid, and so basically, Spider-Man was like the person that I looked up to most, because it was just like, here was a brainy, smart, scrawny student who got bullied all the time, and all I could think about was how badly I wanted to be Spider-Man. And so when I got to high school, my high school happened to have a gymnastics team, and all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, this is a sport where small guys actually have an advantage. And I discovered for the first time that here was a sport I could be good at. And I was just obsessed with gymnastics all through high school. And then like I went to college, and like I was technically on the Stanford University gymnastics team for 2 weeks before I just concluded that when your school has the number one team in the country and two national championships, two national champions individuals, and a guy who's going to go on to win the silver medal in the Olympics, they don't really need me as a gymnast. So I enjoyed walking on, but I walked off after a couple of weeks, and I became a cheerleader. And basically, I just started learning that like performing was really, really fun, and it was a chance for me to sort of like be the cool person that I am not in real life, and along those lines, I really enjoy playing tough guys, like pulling out the angry voice and getting really pissed off and stuff, because I'm not at all a tough guy in real life. So it's super fun to get to do that stuff, as a role instead, But yeah, so basically everything I am is a product of overcompensation. And honestly, I think you'll find that a ton of actors share that in common. So I think there's a thought that people have that actors are super confident, and we certainly can be, but there's a lot of overcompensation that drives a lot of us, because somewhere along the way we got the idea that if we were just a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more tough, a little bit more cool, then people would like us more, So we just decided to be a little bit more than who we actually are. So that's kind of my origin story.
Man, you hit the nail right on the head, because of I definitely agree with that sentiment, especially with me being an entertainer, and creating my stuff just came from like being in high school and wanting to be liked, and just trying to fit in and trying to find my place in the world. And I found it through entertaining and acting and such. And that leads me into my next question for you: is with so many artistic outlets out there in the world, you have painting, you have music, you have writing, you have so many other outlets out there. What made you choose?
And that's we just passed Francis Fisher. Sorry, we're in the loud area again.
It's live, yo. It's live.
We just passed Francis Fisher. Oh, I guess I should put her on camera. I mean, she's a public figure. But anyway. So that's Francis Fisher from, of course, Titanic and stuff.
Wow. Seeing everyone come out still is like insane. Wow.
We do need to make our way out of the crosswalk at this time. Please find the nearest local service.
Everybody's very safety conscious. We've got fantastic strike captains who just make sure that we're not going to get hit by a car, or make sure we're not violating any picketing regulations. Believe it or not, there's actually quite a few regulations. Like, you can't be still. If you're still, you're not picketing. You got to be like moving and stuff like that. There's certain gates. Anyway, I won't. I interrupted you. We were going through a loud area. Please continue. Sorry, Joshua. Go ahead.
You're fine. I'm enjoying it, just seeing how like it all operates and moves. It was a really good idea on your part to like show how it all works, because I myself have been very interested to see like how all of this has been moving and operating and flowing. So it's cool. I mean,
my gosh! Hey, Karen, how you doing? Oh, I mean, is it okay if I put you on for this podcast? I'm on a podcast right now. What I mean, are you okay coming on the camera, or do you not want to be on the camera? What? Ray?
Yeah.
How you doing, Ray? I'm Vic. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Oh, wonderful.
Friend.
Wonderful.
I don't want to be on a podcast.
Oh, okay. Well, here, I won't interrupt you, but anyway, I'll let you guys go. I was just saying, I'm being interviewed on a podcast. I was going to put you on if you wanted to say hi or. Okay, all right. Let's see it. That is Karen Huey, and she is my mentor. And if you guys have played Ghost of Tsushima, she plays Yuriko. She plays Yuriko, and she's incredible. She's like my mentor in voiceover, and she's just amazing and has taught me so much about the craft as well as about the business of acting, and how to handle yourself and stuff. And she's great because sometimes I'll do the wrong thing, and she'd be like, that wasn't the best way to handle it. And she'll be like, this is a better way to. I'm like, oh yeah, that would have been a better way to do it. So, anyway, please continue as I keep interrupting you, Josh. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. But what I was saying is, with so many artistic outlets out there, you have music, writing, stage design, editing, all those outlets out there. What made you choose the path of acting? And furthermore, what does that satisfy for you as a creative spirit yourself?
I'll be honest again. It was overcompensating. It was feeling like no girls liked me. It was feeling like I wasn't cool, and so I felt like if I become an actor, then I can become cool or something like that. I'm not saying it makes a lot of sense, and I don't think I properly understood this until I got a little bit older. But yeah, I think a lot of it was simply overcompensation for and wanting to be more than who I am naturally.
I got you. How did you fall into the world of voice acting, and how would you say voice acting has helped improve you as a performer?
I got to give credit to the coronavirus pandemic. That is the main reason. That's the main way that I fell into voice acting. Prior to that, I had been primarily on camera, and occasionally there would be voiceover jobs that would come my way, and it was fun and stuff like that. But I really didn't know very much about it or anything like that. And then when the pandemic hit, it's just like all I knew was that I didn't want to get coronavirus, and I talked with, fortunately I'm married to a woman who is much smarter than me, and so when it came down to the voice acting, I was just like, I could buy a voiceover booth, but it's going to be really expensive, and she's just like, you have to work, and so fortunately I bought that voiceover booth, threw myself into voiceover like headlong, and thank goodness, I love it. I absolutely love it. So the only two things that I think positively came out of that I view as positive outcomes from this horrible pandemic is voiceover and curbside pickup. I do really appreciate the existence of curbside pickup that started.
That is a nice little that's a nice little thing they got going on with that. Well, oh, you cut out there. Uh-oh. Dang, hold on.
Give me a moment. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. Accidentally switched apps. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good. I thought technology is weird. So like whenever something happens, I just blame myself. So don't.
No, you were good. I accidentally flicked my thumb and.
Oh no, you're good. But let's get into that voice acting thing now. Specifically with you've done a lot of dubbing. Dub work, of course, one of your most popular voice acting gigs you've done is, of course, appearing on Sasmenos, right, as Chu. And you've done a lot of dubbing work since then. And my question to you is: there seems to be, whenever there's a dub out or an anime, there seems to be this whole dub versus sub debate debacle, and just a lot of discrediting to dub work and dub performances in general. So, as a dub performer, what is your thoughts on the stigma around dubbing and dub performances?
Oh, that's a fine question. Hey, Denise, how you doing? Hey, I'm being interviewed on a podcast right now. Would you like to say hi? You do not have to if you don't want to. This is Denise. She is one of the strike captains. Are you on the camera? I can't quite see.
Yeah,
oh yeah. So almost every single time I've been at WB, Denise has been out there. So she's just all words. Thank you very much for your work. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being out here.
We're on Joshua Jantmore's podcast. I don't know. You have anything you want to say?
Hi, Joshua.
Hi, good. Thank you so much for what you do.
Your work as well.
Absolutely.
He says thank you for all you do. So.
Thank you. Right back at you.
All right. Thanks, Denise. See ya. Keep getting sidetracked. Oh yes. Okay. Oh yes. You're the subs versus dubs, right?
Yeah. Like, what are your thoughts on the whole stigma around people who do dubbing and dub work, in general?
Now, okay. When you say, there's always going to be people who are going to make fun of stuff. It doesn't matter what you do. There's going to be people who are going to criticize it, and they're going to be like, oh, yeah, these dubs are terrible and stuff like that. And like the ultimate, what it comes down to is, whether it's dubbing job or a hair transplant or a boob transplant. Implants or something like that. It's like, if it's done badly, then if you can tell it's been done badly. But if it's been done well, then it looks seamless, So the thing is, it's like people are always going to find things to criticize. But honestly, it's like, I love the dubbing. I think it's I tend to watch. I tend to watch my foreign movies with the dubs because I enjoy it. I enjoyed like the direct contact, and of course, if I'm watching a Mandarin Chinese movie, then I'll watch it in the original language because, of course, I want to improve my Mandarin. But yeah, I think it's a wonderful, fun thing to do, and I didn't properly appreciate it when I first started. But now that I've gotten more ensconced into it, I really enjoy doing it, and I really enjoy watching the dubs and seeing the techniques that other people use and what people do to make their dubs come across as effectively as possible. And believe me, like, I've been in sessions where like we've just agonized on what the proper way to match somebody's lip flap is just to get it as good as possible. And like one particular one that just as one example was there's a dub of a Korean drama, really great Korean drama called Big Mouth. And in that, my character is screaming, like basically like, get that car. And then his Korean, with the Korean, it's clear that he's going, bah. He's making a F sound. And so, and so of course the easiest thing to say is get the effing car, but you don't want to be, unless it's rated for mature audiences, you don't want to actually use the swear word. And then freaking sounds a little bit, it's too so
kiddish. It's too kiddish. It's like you just
exactly. Like if you actually literally say get the effing car or get the freaking car, it's very clear you're trying to find a version of the word for that's safe,
Yes.
And like we agonized about it until the director he's like vehicle, and he's like I need you to stop the vehicle, and it's like that was perfect, So that's just an example of the amount of work that we put into the dubs, and some people love it, and they say really, really kind things about how they appreciate our work and how it adds an element of humanity and understandability for them. And some aren't going to like it, and that's okay, you know. But I enjoy doing it. Oh yeah, and by the way, just we are here at this area right here in the early days of the strike. There was a bird's nest that was like built like right in here, and there were just like there were three little tiny birds that were just hanging out there and looking extremely confused as to why suddenly their nest got so crowded and loud all of a sudden. So I hope that they have like grown up since then. It has been more than 3 months, so hopefully they've grown up and be like, yeah, the nest isn't here anymore. So I'm just hoping that they moved on to a new location, you know, and they're out, you know, being adult birds now. So
I got you. Oh man. But yeah, dubbing is just such an interesting thing to me. And there's a lot of requirements that I wish people understood go into it, that they would be more kind and more understanding of how dubbing and dub work comes about. You know,
yeah,
there's a lot of work and effort. It's not unlike any other form of acting, but it seems to me that a lot of people online seem to just want to disregard dub work as a whole. And I just think it's really unfair because dubbing looks like it would add a lot to your arsenal as a performer. So, you know, my question is to you: what would you say dubbing has added to your arsenal as a performer?
oh my gosh, I'm so glad you asked that question actually, because it's made me a better actor, because I I stare at some of the top actors, particularly in Korea, because there's so many K dubs out there, and I've dubbed so many K dubs, Korean dubs that is, and like I get to just stare at some of these top Korean actors and observe their styles, and and it's great because different countries' acting styles are different, you know. And with Koreans, I would say with the Koreans that shows that I've watched, there is an amazing ability for these actors to be still, where they will stare straight ahead, and their voice will be, and like they'll say the most devastating thing. They'll be like, I will kill you, I will kill your mother, I will kill your father, I will kill everybody in your whole home. And their face is just completely still. It's completely grounded. There's no furrowed eyebrows, there's no ranting or raving. It's just pure stillness, which makes it all the more intimidating and powerful. So yes, I've been able to really observe up close a lot of fantastic actors, and yeah, it's done a lot for my acting. I really, I it's been a wonderful, unexpected side benefit, you know, just walking in and just having acting class and studying top actors.
Awesome, man. Well, let's go a little bit more into that acting. You've done a ton of video games besides dubbing, of course. When it comes to voice acting, you've done a ton of video games, and one major video game franchise you've been in, of course, is Final Fantasy as Zhang. I said that right?
It's close. It's song.
Zhang.
It's like basically like the word song, like sing a song, SONG, with a tiny hint of a T.
Zong. Okay, interesting. Okay, yeah, because I was trying to say the character's name, and then I like heard how they say it in the game, and I was like, bro, I'm butchering this name so bad.
You're all good, but yeah, you can just think of it as song, like as in singing a song. If you want to add a tiny bit of a T to it, you can. But otherwise, nobody's gonna holler at you at if you say song, and nobody's gonna holler at you even if you say sang. It's no big deal. So it's all good.
I got you. But Final Fantasy has been around for such a long time, and there's an incredible story and a lot of themes that they're telling with the game. What do you enjoy the most about the story that Final Fantasy is telling, in addition to how your character fits into that story?
And I apologize. I'm going to ask you to repeat yourself because somebody was like waving to me just now, and so I got a little distracted. I apologize. Would you mind repeating yourself about a Final Fantasy?
No, I'm saying, what do you enjoy the most about the story that Final Fantasy is telling, in addition to how your character fits into that world?
I love the creativity of all the characters. Just like they're all sort of like just beautiful in their own respects, and like, and I love Barrett. I like my favorite character, of course, is going to be Song. But if it's not Song, it's definitely Barrett, because who can't love a man with a machine gun for a hand, you know? But yeah, it's just the creativity that goes into the storylines and in the writing of the characters and in the performance of the characters. I just love the pure creativity, and I actually had the opportunity to attend a Final Fantasy concert where they had music from like all the Final Fantasies, and it was incredible because the range of music that all of these things are on, that Final Fantasy is like, there was basically an opera, you know. There was all these different styles, and it just shows what a like fully fleshed out and developing and varied world the world of Final Fantasy is.
Well, now the main event, the main reason people are here, gotta talk about it. Mortal Kombat, massive video game franchise you're a part of. I had to ask for this one. Is there a quieter place you go to, or is there a way to like flip your?
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me, sir. Yeah. Let me see. Where's the closest place? Yeah. We're easiest place will be for me to. Easiest thing for me to do will be to cross the street, and once I cross the street, it'll be quieter. So
I got you. Okay. Also, is there a way you can like flip your phone sideways like this, like holding it like this way?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
There we go. Ah!
I'm sorry, man.
No, you're good. Oh man, I don't know why I didn't ask earlier, but now you're. Oh, this is great. This. Oh,
sorry,
no.
man. Sorry.
No, nothing to be sorry
about.
No, you're good. It just looks great. Now you can see my character. I'm freaking out. I'm sorry. I put a lot of work into this background, so it's just like it's coming together, and it's like, yo.
I gotcha. Yeah, sorry about that. I wish I had thought of that earlier.
Oh no, you're good. No, it's gonna work fine. It's gonna work perfect. I'm gonna be able to edit it and stuff now. Oh, you're gonna love the clips. Let's go. But yes. Now we're going to get into Mortal Kombat and the MK franchise. And man, this has to be one of my most anticipated games of the year. I'm such a massive Mortal Kombat fan. I'm such a massive Kenshi fan. Like, oh my God. This interview is a testament to, everything happens for a reason, because I've been trying to interview for a long time, because I found out that you voiced Kenshi and MKX. Things were happening, family and stuff like that in life, but now you're back in this massive franchise, and it looks like Kenshi is going to have a way bigger role now. Thank God. I love that character. It's just awesome.
Thank you so much, folks. Thank you.
Is that a captain? Is that a strike captain?
That is a strike captain. We just missed the cutoff to cross that street. But yes. Okay, so yes, please continue. Sorry, Josh, go ahead.
No, yeah, but first, I just want to say congratulations on the game coming out September 19th. Definitely going to be getting that. But what was your history with Mortal Kombat pre-working on the game?
Before working on the game?
Yes.
I just thought it was awesome. I thought it was just like super cool and everything like that. And I have to admit, I'm a bit of a button masher. I know that I know it's not cool. I wish I could do the combinations with ease and stuff like that. But like at a certain point when things start getting heated, I just start pressing everything as fast as I can.
Same. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, no, I've always loved the franchise, and I remember seeing the original movie way back when, and like that was such like campy fun, silly fun, and like, and I remember the Goro from back then, which was just hilarious. I think it was just like a guy with like rubber arms and stuff like that. It was great. The original movie. Sorry, we're back in the loud area. Gonna move in a little bit quieter soon.
Got you. Oh man.
But yeah, you can see the writers have the clever signs.
Yes. Wow. That's so many people out. That's crazy.
There are.
That's
It's a lot of solidarity.
That's incredible. And to hear like VFX unions are gonna start unionizing too.
That would be amazing. That would be absolutely amazing. It's like corporations, they're doing their corporate thing, which is just trying to maximize every single dollar of profit they can. But so it's like you need the unions. You need the unions to stay strong. Let's face it. How many people would excuse me? How many people would be willing to act for free? They do that in a second. Or they'd even pay money to get to act. So without the unions establishing, minimums and stuff, it becomes a complete race to the bottom. So yeah, thank goodness for the unions, and good luck to the VFX artists, because the stories that I have heard about VFX workers, like
heartbreaking.
It is
heartbreaking.
I mean, it's just like they work like 60, 80 hours a week, and then that's it. Like, oh, if they don't have another job, then that's it. They're laid off and stuff. Like, after just destroying themselves, and the company that did the amazing VFX for Life of Pi doesn't even exist anymore. Like, didn't they go bankrupt? I think they went.
Wow.
So anyway, yeah. So good, wishing the absolute best to the VFX writers out there.
Absolutely.
To the VFX artists out there.
And even animators as well. I know it came out this year that the people who made Across the Spider-Verse, phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But who made Across the Spider-Verse, we're talking about how extremely overworked and how crunched it was, and even people who work on video games. It's like these people who help bring these animated characters, these digitalized characters to life. They're just treated so terrible, like they're bottom of the barrel, like they don't matter. And actors work 12 hours, 14 hours on set, and work tough hours, man. And there's so much that goes into making video games and movies and just all of the products that we love. And just to hear that a single person is mistreated it's devastating. So I definitely I'm very glad that the strike is going on, and I hope the AMPTP realizes soon that they don't get their act together, that they're crushed. Someone pointed this out to me, but notice how a lot of older movies are coming back into theaters for a limited time only. I wonder why. I wonder
interesting.
why. I wonder why. Why. Can't be like because they're losing money, right? I don't know. I don't know. Shoot. But to go back to Mortal Kombat and talking about Kenshi, what did the original audition for Kenshi for MKX consist of? And do you remember where you were when you found out you booked the gig?
I'll be really honest. I don't remember the original audition, but I do remember my agent calling me up and saying, hey, they want to book you for Mortal Kombat. I was like, what? And I was just like, I was astounded. I was just like, Like, and that, you know, that I was a complete newbie at voiceover and stuff like that, and the idea that this incredible franchise uh, was going to have me on their game and playing Kenshi Takahashi. Like, it was incredible, and like I was so excited and so nervous, like, and like I didn't want to take a chance on violating any NDAs whatsoever. So I didn't even tell my wife about it until the game came out. And so finally, once the game came out, I was like, "That's me, that's me." She's like, "You've kept this secret from me for 3 years." I was like, "Yeah, I didn't want to. They said not to tell anybody." And like, uh, understanding now, I think it's probably okay to tell your wife if you book
I
something.
got you. Could you get like a rag maybe and like wipe off the lens a little bit?
Oh, sure, yes, thank you. I gotta wipe myself off too. It's hot.
Oh, I hate the summer, man. I hate the summer for this reason. Hate the summer for this reason, man. Just so.
Was that clear?
There we go.
Cool.
It looking wonderful, man. The strike heat. Was Kenshi when you auditioned, did you audition for Goro and Sector, or did they add those characters on later? Like, how did that go?
They added that one on, and I don't know what it was that made them decide that they were going to let me voice those because I hadn't auditioned for them. But I was like, I get to voice Goro. I get to voice Goro. And what's great about Goro is, you know, so the way I voice Goro is, I just go down to my lowest register, and then I like loosen up my jowls as much as possible, so that everything's kind of like not very articulate type of thing. And what's really fun is in real time, they feed your voice through a high pass filter to filter out to lower it even more, and it goes directly into your ear while you're saying it. So the thing is, it's like when you're doing it, you feel like the greatest voice actor in the world because you're like, look at what I sound like, and it's like it's the computer who is doing a lot of it, but it lets you fool yourself into thinking that you are the most talented voice actor ever because you can sound like Goro as you speak.
Speak gibberish. Yo, man. So that is awesome. I'm so glad you got to voice that character. For Mortal Kombat 1, when returning for Kenshi, did you have to re-audition or did they just call you back in? How'd that work?
They just called me back in, and I was like super blessed and super happy for that because I wasn't sure. You know, there's no guarantees of anything. So yeah, I was very excited to be returning.
How long does a usual Mortal Kombat recording session go on for?
Voiceover sessions are typically 4 hours long. That's typically. Now the thing is that with a lot of the MK1 stuff, the sessions were shorter in some respects because they still already had a library of a lot of the fight efforts that I've already made. So when you're building a library of Mortal Kombat fight efforts, it's really tiring. I do remember when for MKX when we went through the voice efforts, my throat I was just tasting like some copper, like I don't know if that was blood or what, but my voice was gone for 3 days, and like everything just sounded like that, and I was just like, worth it, even if it's gone forever, I don't care. It was worth it because I got to voice Mortal Kombat. So yeah, a lot of the sessions were shorter in this case because they already had a library of a lot of the fight sounds, and sometimes they would bring me in to do just pickups where sometimes it'd just be a few lines, and you'd occasionally have a session that was like just half an hour, and you'd be like, are you like you'd almost feel guilty. You just feel like, does anybody need your car washed or something like that, or because you're just like, I feel like I should be doing something more since you guys brought me in,
Yo, man, Kenshi is so cool, especially the voice you do for that character. And I believe you're kind of like the first guy to voice him, really? I mean, no, because he had a voice in MK9. That was Ken Lilly was him. What were some inspirations you took from to help you craft the voice for Kenshi?
By the way, I also just wanted to mention the incredible director and screenwriter for MK1 is this gentleman named Dominic Ciancolo, and dude, that guy is really smart. I mean, so his ability to direct and his ability to write is just amazing. He the screenplay that he wrote for this, he wrote honestly like a double screenplay for everything that happens. It's like twice the length of a standard of a feature film, and it's just got so many layers and dimensions, and it's really funny. There were some lines that I was just reading I would just read the script and on the couch, I would just bust out loud because there's just some really funny stuff, and I want to tell you some of the jokes and be like, oh yeah, and then Johnny Cage says this, and it's hilarious, and I can't tell you what it is, but I will tell you that Dominic, working with Dominic has been amazing. He's just really sharp, really friendly, really kind, and just very good at what he does. So yeah, he does a fantastic job with Mortal Kombat. And I'm sorry, I've already forgotten what your question was. Oh yeah, how did I prepare?
Yeah, what are some inspirations you took from to help you craft Kenshi's voice? Did you listen to other voice performances? Were inspired by any films, anything like that?
My martial arts background was very, very helpful for that. Like I said, I was really, really small growing up, and so because of that, I had to get into martial arts just to learn how to defend myself. And so because of that, I studied Taekwondo, and it's like there's so much emphasis on the yelling and the kiops. So that made me, that helped prepare me a lot. That background helped prepare me a lot for all the fight stuff that went on. And then from there, I was fortunate that they were happy with my own voice. So I didn't need to modulate my voice too much. So from there, it was more just, reading the scripts, thinking about your character's intention. I mean, basically, it's just acting the same acting that you would use whether you're on camera or voiceover. It's like you think about what your character wants, what your character struggles for, what he really needs and is fighting for, and then you also look at it from like the outside perspective of, how does this sound? Does this sound funny? Hey, that sounds funny. Okay, yeah, let's do it that way, type of thing. So.
Yeah, I'm just so impressed with just how Kenshi is presented in this one and how much of a bigger role he seems to have. What was your difference in approach to Kenshi for MK1? What was your difference in approach to Kenshi for this game in comparison to MKX?
I think, he's the same character, so I went and watched, I went and rewatched a lot of the Kenshi scenes from MKX, but it was very, it was very helpful knowing that it was me and my regular voice. I think anything that came differently was more of a factor of the script that I had this time around, and knowing what was to come, and the backstory that's going on with that. And you mentioned your love of origin stories, and you get to see some backstory about this which is really fun. So
Yo, for Kenshi fans, me, the biggest Kenshi fan in the world. How big of a role can fans like us expect for Kenshi to have in this game? Not saying too much.
He's got a good sized role. They're not quite going to rename the franchise Kenshi Takahashi, which I would be just fine with if they did that.
Me too.
But
Don't play.
but he's got a good size role, and the story is wonderful. The story is really fantastic, and I can't wait to see the full storyline and how the actors deliver the lines that I've been hearing in my head for quite a while. So.
Oh man! In what place in Kenshi's life can we expect to see him in? Like, is he a bit older in this one? Is he a bit younger? Where is Kenshi?
He is. Oh, that's cool. I just walked past a little library. That's cool.
I have those all around here in Georgia. I see those all
really.
around.
Yeah, I know the little. I've seen the little lending libraries, those little ones, but this is a full size bookshelf.
Full one.
Let's see. So what can I say without giving away too much and stuff like that? I will say that you get a peek at Kenshi in his earlier days. So we'll say that.
That's all you have to say. For MKX, of course, you voiced, Goran Sector. For MK1, can we expect you to voice anyone else without saying? Or
I don't know if I can say anything. So in that case, I'm going to go with the standard line of if the answer is yes, I'm not allowed to say anything, and if the answer is no, I don't want to say anything. So
I got you, man. Well, now let's transition to the fun part of my interviews. Weird and wacky is where you have 1 minute to answer a series of weird and random questions.
Okay.
No one. The current record is 15 minutes. Do you think not 15 minutes? What the hell? It's 1 minute. Anyways, it's 15 questions is the current record. Do you think you could get more than 15 questions and it's answered in a minute?
Bring it on.
All right, I'm about to start the timer in 3, 2, 1. Favorite dessert?
Strawberry cheesecake.
Least favorite drink?
Anything with alcohol. Don't like the taste.
Favorite dinner menu item?
Sushi.
Thing you grew up loving the most as a kid?
Spider-Man.
Last TV show you watched?
What was I just watching? Oh yeah, The Bear.
Favorite movie growing up?
There's Star Wars, but there's other. I'm gonna go with It's a Wonderful Life. Still love that movie.
Actor you wish you were best friends with?
That's a good question. I want to be George Clooney when I grow up. So I feel like he's one of the few actors who actually is as confident as he appears. So everything I hear about him is he actually is as charming and as grounded as he seems. I realize we're going. Okay, all right, go. What's next? Bring the next one on.
Favorite color?
Blue, because I'm colorblind. Everything else blends in. Go ahead.
And we got 8. Shoot. Thank you so much for joining me, man. You did great. But this has been a great interview. Thank you so much for showing me and the audience what it's like to be on the picket line, and also even with the sidelines or ever being tangents or whatever, we still got a great interview here. Still awesome. Thank you so much for everything you do and for truly being a phenomenal talent. Seriously, I'm so excited for this game as Kenshi. with you as Kenshi. But my last question to you is, with everything going on in the world, so much stuff, laws being changed, of course, strikes and such like that. What would your current message, if you had a mic and everyone could hear you, what would your current message to the world be during these current times of fear and uncertainty that we find ourselves in?
Oh, wow. That's really interesting. That's a really interesting thing. Be kind to each other and think about people other than yourself. Because I feel like so much of the problems in this world come from people just thinking only about themselves and what is the absolute best for themselves. And I would love it if people would actually think about the greater good. So that's what I would say.
Awesome.
And also pay attention to what scientists say. Don't do your own research. What is this business of do your own research? No, listen to what you listen. You can be critical about it, but doing your own research doesn't mean going onto Google and like looking for things that agree with you. Like just because you can find things that say that the moon is made out of green cheese doesn't mean it's made out of green cheese. That's not doing your own research.
Nah, definitely. I definitely agree with that. It's, and you could even say that about anyone's opinions on, these things, like just people just being so mean because they have their own preconceived notions and perspectives on things and not considering anyone else's viewpoint. What was it? I was at work, and what was it? Oh man, I work with the people I work with. We won't talk about it, but they basically said something very very transphobic, and I had to correct them. I was like, that's not how that works. And they were like, well, in my world there's only a man and a woman, and like there's nothing else. And I'm like, you're not going to consider anyone else's viewpoint or perspective on that. You're not going to what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people are so narrow-minded with how they think, and I want people to be more open-minded and accepting of other people's views and perspectives, as long as it's not hurting anyone. If it's hurting anyone, knock them up. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me, Vic. Is there anything you want to leave the audience with before we go?
It's been a pleasure talking with you, Joshua. Thank you so much for seeking me out. And I just want to say thank you so much to the fans, whether it's Mortal Kombat or Final Fantasy or just fans of anything that I've done. We love hearing from you, and hearing that work we do makes a difference to you. And we are so appreciate the kind words that you guys send us. So it really does matter to us, and we completely appreciate your support and being fans. Thank you so much, everybody.
Link to Vic's social medias down below. Don't forget to buy Mortal Kombat 1 coming out September 19th. Check out Vic's IMDb, all of his other amazing work. Vic, I have a couple gifts coming your way. So for coming on. So thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Very proud of you, man. Congratulations on everything you've made and how far you've come. And I can't wait to see where else you go. This will not be the last time we speak. I can promise you that. So I look forward to our next chat. You have an amazing day. Please stay safe in that heat, because I know how I can get, man. I'm in the South, and I'm about to, let's not talk about it. Okay. You have a blessed one, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Until my next interview. Peace out.
See you, folks.